Alright, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, y'all. This is Jack back here, and as you can see, my workbench, or workbenches, this kind of turned into a workbench as well, are in a mess. That's because I'm finally, after fiddling with this truck for, it's been probably about 5 days. I had to get different rotors and stuff because this didn't have the ABS gear on the back for the sensor. After about 5 days of that, and then this breaking on me, I finally finished the passenger side, and I'm ready to do a tutorial on the driver's side, and hopefully that goes a little bit smoother. But in case y'all have issues like you had with mine, go ahead and drop a comment or leave a question if you need any advice. This one I did weld in my last video, but unfortunately when I did torque it down off camera, it sheared off, so I went back over it with 2 beads this time, and that ended up working perfect. Got this all torqued down. That top one is a nuisance. That one's supposed to be 76 foot-pounds, but I had to do some guesstimating on that one. I kind of just went until the rubbers on both the top and bottom were compressed pretty good. But got this, just finished this up, and figured I'd walk y'all through on how to do it on this side. So this side, I'm gonna start off by doing the shocks. We'll do the front shock, and then we'll do the rear shock, and then I'll do the rear brakes with y'all, and I'll finish with the front because the fronts take the longest because of packing the wheel bearings and all that. But yeah, that's what we'll be doing today. So let's see if this will focus. Man, you can kind of read the top. The front shocks at 76 foot-pounds, and rear shocks are 41 on the bottom, which that's the bolt, and then the top is 46. This is if you have the regular Ford axle, not the Dana one. Then the brake, you probably can't read my crappy handwriting. That's my girlfriend's, that's mine. As you can see, there's quite a bit of difference. But the brakes, so the adapter or the anchor, whatever I did, that's the thing that bolts on to the, that's what fits your like brake caliper, or man, I can't think of the word. That's the thing that actually holds the brake piston, like where the pistons are. That's what holds it on. That's 128 foot-pounds on the rear. Then for the pin bolts, which are with the sleeves and stuff, that's 27 foot-pounds. Front pin bolts are 42, and then the front adapter thingy-bob, that's 166 foot-pounds. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all prepared, and I'll show y'all what to do. It's pretty straightforward, but figured I'd just talk y'all through it. Alright, we're under here doing the front shock now. And quick little reminder, we're not on the brakes yet, and I'll show y'all, but remember to unscrew your brake cap so that because when we're moving these pistons, I'm going to use a C-clamp. If you don't have that, I would recommend getting a C-clamp. That's what I've always used to compress these pistons. If you don't have one of those, then I don't know how else you can compress them, because I mean they're there. But make sure you take the cap off of up top, because I just checked, because I was checking to make sure that everything was going on the other side, but I was also checking to make sure that cap off, and I had it off, and it was overflowing with brake fluid from the 2 I've compressed on the other side. So just make sure you have that. But now we're going to be installing this shock, and I'm going to have to prop y'all up so that y'all can get a good angle. Yeah, looks about good. Alright, so for this one, to take off the shock, personally, whenever I was doing this, I could never get a socket down through the top. I could only get through here. And then even then, when I was doing, I tried to torque it down with a socket, but I could never get on just because of how long these threads are. So I had to use a wrench for that. But anyways, just to put the shock back on, make sure that your lines are in front of it. I forgot on that. Oh, actually, also make sure you have your bushings on before you put it up there. I almost just had a brain fart. put on those. And then what I've been doing is I'll shove it up there and I'll push it up to compress it and slide it on. Ugh. Hold on, gotta readjust. Slide it on like that, and then usually for this part I gotta compress it down, take it out of the hole, but we'll see. Yeah, I'll have to compress that down out of that hole and then take it out and shove it on the bottom like that, and then we're just going to compress it down again and push it back up in that hole. Alright, then I'm going to go ahead and put on this washer with this nut. Now hopefully I don't have a catastrophe like that other side, because if I do on this side I might just go ahead and break down and cry. Because man, that took a quick and easy job and just killed me, man. That made me so demotivated, but that's all part of it. Learning to control your emotions when you're working on this crap. Alright. Oh crap, I almost forgot. Since this isn't a lock nut, I am going to be putting some Loctite on it. So I'm going to, by the way, I believe, well, I think they're supposed to be SA, but what I've gotten the fit on them is 18, 19 millimeter. I think it's 18 standard, and then might be a 19 if you're replacing it with aftermarket stuff. But I'm gonna go ahead and just get this a little tight down on the top. All right, and I got the front shock all torqued down, so we're gonna move to the back. And just a quick disclaimer here, I am not a professional, so take all my advice with a grain of salt. I just like to work on cars. It's a hobby for me. Sometimes it can be a bit much, I'll agree, but I am not a trained professional, that's for dang sure. I just kind of know what I'm doing. Most of the time I gotta still ask my dad what the hell to do. But alright, so bottom of the shock goes there, and then up here there's a little bolt sticking out, kind of like on the front bottom. Let's see if I can, I can't even see the camera. I don't know if y'all can see that. Where is it? There it is, right here. Sort of top will go on, and little tip, leave this on, that way you're not fighting like hell for it. And I don't know how I'm gonna get you up. I'll have to tilt this bad boy up all the way. Is it? Man, sorry y'all. You see the bolt right here. Where's my hand? Oh. I think y'all can see that sort of kind of, maybe over here. Sorry, just trying to get the best angle for y'all. Yeah, y'all can see it there. All right. So, I'm gonna slide this puppy on. Oh, try not to get dirt in my eye. Lord, that sucks. Man, one time I was working with my buddy Tyler. He bought this diesel truck. It was a mess, but anyways, I got diesel in my eye one time, and my mouth. But mouth's all right, but my eye, oh my gosh, that was terrible. Would not recommend. Yeah, and when I was doing the other side, this is usually a pain to get it on the top, just because it's way up there and you can't see it. It does not like getting new shocks, apparently. Alright, so I did have to take it out, the bolt, but what worked for me was just shimmying it on, and then I got out and I pulled it on the outside. But now I think, if I remember correctly from what I did on that side, I remember I put a nut on and then I just used that to drive it on. And we'll see if I can do it with just a nut. You probably need a washer. If you can get a washer on, then that's better, but I'm gonna try with just my nut. Just my wee little nut. And drive it on. Here, we'll try let's try a wrench first, see if we even. Okay, well, hold on. You can't even get a wrench up there, so. Electric wrench it is. This is where I strip another bolt or something. Probably. It's usually how it goes. Okay, no. Need a washer. I figured. Alright. Now that I'm done banging it, let's get it home. There. That makes it so much easier, y'all. Oh, now to get this stupid thing on. Try the bolt from this side this time. Oh, let me change. Alright. Now that that's on, see if I can even get this on now. Oh, well, there went that. Alright, after some unorthodox ways of getting this bolt in, aka the ratchet, and whatever that was, got it in. We're gonna go ahead and put on this bottom one. Oh wait, let me. Alright, it is the bottom, torqued to 41 foot-pounds. Let me get my handy dandy torque wrench here. We have a digital one, but man, that sucker is so long. That thing's probably 2 feet long. And I'll get this torqued up and we'll see how it goes. Alright, y'all, as y'all can see, I got the shock on there, torqued it down, put Loctite, all that on there. Now we're on to the rear brake, rotor and all that. And I had to take a little break so I could have some lunch. But let me get y'all set up here and go ahead and work on this. Alright. So I'm gonna go ahead and just spray down my rotor here. Probably get dirty again, but spray down that back and then put on the rotor. Alright. And then what I noticed when I did last one is I just went ahead and put on these lug nuts, 2 of the lug nuts onto here just to keep this rotor in place, because it likes to wobble a little and that makes it hard when you're putting the brakes on to get it all good and tight. So I'll put one on that and then just do the opposite side and kind of push on the rotor that way. Put some pressure on there to keep it straight. Alright. And then what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna put this on. This is the adapter thing. I don't know what it's called exactly, but I'm gonna go ahead and let me move some stuff out of the way so I can get in here easier. Lord. All right. And on these, where are they? I believe it's these, this one, then there's a bottom one. I've read that you need to put Loctite on it, so we're going to go ahead and put this on, put some Loctite on the bolts. All right, we're all torqued down now. So I'm going to go ahead and install the hardware. And then we'll compress the pistons. And we'll be ready to move on to the fronts. So, pretty sure. Yeah, that might be the top one, honestly. So I remember oh wait, no, I didn't get it snug. Shoot, hold on, y'all. I'm having dementia problems. The hardware for this brake is pretty straightforward. The front's a little more difficult, but that was mainly user error on my part, if I'm being honest. Alright, and then I got just some brake parts lubricant. You get your bottle like this, or I know they sell the little packets. You just have this lying around. Now I'm gonna smear it here where our brake pads will slide on. But alright, got that in there. Now we're gonna go ahead and just put in our brake pads. So these, you just push them in like that, and then push in the bottom. Ugh. Maybe I did install the hardware wrong. I thought it fit better than that, but could be mistaken. Got that back one in. I think I just was being a doofus. Got that one. Yeah, I was just being a doofus. Alright, slide in easy like that, and have them like that. And now we will clamp down the pistons. Y'all might not be able to see this part. Just basically, I'll show y'all what to do. But basically, these pistons, I just put a C-clamp, one in on there, one in on here. I've been doing them not at the same time just because it slips a lot, so I just do them one at a time. But you might, I know you could get like a block of wood or something to put that pressure on both of them, but hasn't been too bad. Had a little trouble on the front, but yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. Alright, and as you can see, got them pretty flush. And I know on the back ones I need them pretty flush, but on the fronts I think I had them about sticking out about 1/8 inch just because they didn't want to go in separately. But now if I can get y'all on an angle where y'all can see. Now we'll just slide this on. Oh wait, before I put that on, I almost forgot. These pins in the back, you're gonna want to go ahead and grease them. So these, they got this little dust protecting sleeve. I find if you just hold it and then pull, it'll come out. Might have been pretty greased, but I like just putting a little extra on there. I haven't been cleaning them out because after I put this grease on them, they usually move pretty good. But sorry if y'all hear my mosquito. Got a mosquito trap, one of those buzzing things, and man, it's going crazy right now. Good lord. So there goes my trash. Then you're just gonna slip it back onto that. Lord, must have been a whole herd of them. Good lord, it's still going. But yeah, let's do that, and then take out this top one. Oh my gosh, sorry y'all. I don't know how loud it is for y'all, but this thing's going nuts. Oh, this one's kind of globbed up. I'll put some more grease on this one. Alright, then we'll just spread it all about. Sorry y'all, I ain't kind of trying not to get grease on this line here, but oh well. Alright, now just move them just to kind of work them. Alright, now that we're all greased up, let's deal with some brakes and get some grease on our brakes. I almost just tipped y'all over. Now we'll slide it on. Now we have those sliding pins all greased up. Alright, got those. And now on these rear pin bolts, they're 27 foot-pounds. Got my little baby torque wrench for this one. Alright, now for the front brakes. So we got our hub here. This has the ABS sensor, little gear that runs along, but let me just go ahead and spray some brake cleaner in there to get it all prepped and ready. I already cleaned the surface, but yeah, doesn't hurt. And now I'm gonna go get some gloves. Alright, now that we have gloves on, we're going to, I gotta find my seals and wheel bearings and all that. I think that's the, yeah, since I had the wrong hub the first time, this is the old seal that I bent getting out. I think this is the, oh, this is the outer one. Alright, so this coming from O'Reilly's, this wheel bearing like this comes with the race, but as you can see right there, it's already got the race installed, so I'm just gonna set this aside. So you need to pack that one full of grease. Lord, where am I? Now where did I put the other bearing? This is 15 A. Where is it? Under here? Oh Lord. Hold on, y'all. Lost my bearing. Oh wait, it's right behind me. On my other table. Alright. And this will be the one that goes on the outer area. So, alright. This one we will need for later after we put it onto the spindle. But gonna go ahead and just set it a little area right there. Alright, and here's the seal. This is a pain. I hate putting this seal in because I feel like I'm gonna break it, but just do it my way is what I'm gonna do. Y'all put it in however you want. I'm gonna probably bang it in there with a dead blow hammer. Oh, what I do that for? All right, so got Just some high temperature automotive red grease from Valvoline. And we're gonna pack this one first. So I'm gonna just start by rubbing on the outside of it, and then gonna get some more, I guess. It's a messy thing, but just really put some grease in like the palm and just on it, and work it in with just rubbing it, get those bearings to roll. I mean, you'll see, because it'll make everything red. But I'm gonna just do this a couple of times. Do it with just my thumb too. Let me make sure that I get it in there. That's the one bad thing though, is when you're doing this, you can't do nothing. I can't even take my gloves off. When I was doing this earlier, I couldn't even take my damn gloves off. This grease, it's just a mess. Probably a better way to pack these, but oh well. Alright, I'm just gonna go around, try and get some of this off my gloves. Alright. Now we got that looking all messy. We're gonna grab some more grease. We're gonna put it on the inside here on our race. I'm trying not to get too much on the outer part here. I'll have to wipe some off just because I'm just a messy person, I guess. But yeah, do it like that. Get some in the middle. You can put too much grease on, but I mean, more than likely than not, you're not going to put on too much grease unless you just like fill this thing up. Alright. I'm just going to go ahead and put that on around like that. We're going to drop it in there like that. Alright. Now, since my hands are dirty, we're going to go ahead and pack the other bearing and then put on the spindle too. I'll try and not get on my rotor. Alright, and then the last thing I'm going to do is this, the little dust cap. I'm just going to go ahead and fill it up a little ways with grease. I'm going to scrape my hand off into it. Then like that. Oh man, make me into Elmo over here, bro, with all this grease. Alright, now after that, since we're done with grease, I'm taking my gloves off, and we're gonna go ahead and do the tedious task of putting the seal in. But first I'm gonna get y'all cranked back up for a bird's eye view. Now I'm going to place my seal. This is how they were on the hubs I took off. They have this side facing out, so hope that's the right way. If not, well, I'm screwed. Then I'm just going to tap one side, tap the other. Now, see, this is the part that's going to take many tries for me. I am not good at this. Oh my gosh, man. I'm always knocking this GoPro silly. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change batteries, but I'll cut to when I got this seal in and put on spindle. Alright, got the seal in. So now, I think y'all can see that. We're gonna go ahead and install the rotor and hub on there, and we'll be on the brakes next. So, golly, these are like the heaviest rotors I've ever had. Alright, got that on there. Now, I'm gonna put the other wheel bearing in there. That just slides onto those inner races like that. And you might have to move it around a bit just to get in there decently. Oh man, I tore up my whole glove. That rotor. Alright, now we got that. We're covered in grease. See, make sure I got everything. Yeah. This, just when you pulled out the old stuff, it's just reusing it. That and alright, sorry y'all, my GoPro died, but I got the nut on, and basically what I did is I got the socket to fit it, tightened it up by hand, spun it around like that, just back clockwise and then counter, and then tighten it up with the socket a little bit, did that again, tighten it up, did that again, tighten it up if it went, and then after that I loosened back off of it and then retighten it a little bit. Don't want too much pressure, but you don't want too loose. Spins pretty good. So now we're going to put the dust cap on there and just put it in like that. Then we'll get a hammer and that. Then just gonna wipe off the excess grease. Alright, and then we'll do our brakes. Alright y'all, I had to do some of the work just because my GoPro died and this battery's almost dead too, but I got this on. These bolts are Loctite and 166 foot-pounds. Greased up these slide pins, greased up, put the hardware in. There's individual ones on each of these four corners, and you want them to face like this so that you can just push the brake on and push these in. That's about how they'll sit. I might have to push them again, but as you can see, my brake, it's leaking again from pushing those in. But yeah, so that's, put these brakes in. I did the top one, let's do the bottom one now. Alright, and yep, she spins. Oh, y'all, don't be like me in a hurry. Forgot some of the hardware. Lord, I don't think I can put them in. They're here. Alright, quick note. This is what they're supposed to look like. Usually I gotta press these down because they push them out, but yeah, just like this, and put the thing back on there, and that's good. This is what they look like. Alright y'all, have a good day. See ya.